Hello and welcome to our first recorded class. It is now Monday, and this will be your first record or recorded class for Miss B. I have made one error in the following video, and I've put it into the document. I just calculated significant figures, and I should have done it while adding. Anyways, hopefully this works out for you guys. And again, if anything that you need, just send me an email. Thank you. Hello, we're back in chemistry class, and this is Miss B, and this is the second part of day 11, and this part is talking about molecular mass versus atomic mass. So, molecular mass versus atomic mass. Okay, and there we go. Okay, so remember that molecular would mean some sort of compound, and atomic would be just the atoms. So when we look at this, we are going to look at the mass of one molecule of a covalent compound. Okay, and if we look, question 14 on page 21 talks about propane. So let's just look. So 14 example, we've got C3H8, which is propane. And if we look at what our structure looks like, we've got 3 carbons bonded together with 8 hydrogens all the way around. All right, so if we wanted to look at our molecular mass, we would look at that there are carbons times 3 plus hydrogens times 8. And if we looked up our molar masses on our periodic table, we know that carbon is 12.011 mu times 3. And we know that hydrogen from our periodic table is 1.00794 times 8. Mu times 8. And when we get out our calculator, multiply those through together, we would end up with 44.09652 AMU or mu. Okay, so we now know that our molar mass of propane, there we go, is equal to 44.09652 grams. And remember that the molar mass is 1 mole of propane, which is equal to 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd molecules. Okay, so that is how in question 14, you would figure out the molar mass of propane. Okay, so our next definition is a formula unit mass. And our formula unit mass is used with ionic compounds. Okay, as our molecular mass was used in our covalent compounds. So where do we find this? Well, we find this in question 15. And it is asking you to do some calculations with a molecule that is barium biphosphate. Oop, hang on, I don't know what I just did there. So let's do barium biphosphate. There we go. Okay, now remember that when we look at this molecule, this was a +2, this was a +1, and this one was a -3. Okay, and we know that they go together 1 to 1 to 1. Okay, so that is how we figure out our formula there. And when we look at looking at our formula mass unit, we know that we have 1 atom of barium. We have a phosphorus, and for oxygens we have 4 of them. Okay, so if we're going to look up from our periodic table, so here we go from the PT, we are going to look, and barium is 137.33, hydrogen is 1.00794, phosphorus is 30.97376, and oxygen is 15.9994 times 4. Okay, and if we get out our calculator and we add all of those up, I guess those are equals in there, and we're going to add those all up together, we get 233.3093. And if we look, our barium has the lowest significant figures with 5 significant figures. Everything else has a bit more. So we want to know that we only have 5 significant figures. So we can end up with 233.31 AMU, or, that's an or, mu. Okay, and for that, we have our molar mass of barium biphosphate is 233.31 grams. Okay, and now you want to pick one from number 16 to 21 and give that question a go. All right. Now, just to do some further calculations for you, so we are now on page 22. Yeah, 22. And number 22. Okay, and if we look at this, we are looking for the mass. So we're looking for the mass of MgSO4. And remember when we looked at Mg, this is plus 2. Plus 2. Sulfate's negative 2. So those go together 1 to 1. And in the question, there we go. In our question, it tells us that we have 0.034 moles of magnesium sulfate. And we know, because off to the side, we can look at magnesium times 1, sulfur times 1, oxygen times 4. And when we add that up, we get 120.3686 as our molecular mass. And we can then write in that we know that 1 mole of magnesium sulfate is equal to 120.3686 grams, grams of magnesium sulfate. Looking at your units, moles cancel out. We're left with grams of sulfate, which is great. And we can plug this into our calculator and we can find that our answer is 4.0925324. And if we look at our significant figures in our lab or in our question, this is 2 significant figures. This one's lots of significant figures, and then we have 7 significant figures in our molecular mass. So our lowest is 2 significant figures, and our answer should have 2. And if we look at our 2 significant figures, we're looking here, and that will end up being 4.1 grams of magnesium sulfate. Okay, so now you should be able to do questions 23 to 27, and then number 28, and then 29 is a bonus, but it's good practice for you. Okay, so hopefully that has given you some information and you can work on those at home. Okay, great. Have a great day, everyone.